Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Petty Revenge Reddit video. In our first story, hey Big Sarge, thanks for the memories. Let's jump right in. I was in the army for a few years. I had been at my unit a whole month when the Good Idea Fairy came up with the idea of combining our morning PT workout with sharp training, sexual harassment, and please stop raping people. Not the worst idea, since sharp training is usually done in long-winded PowerPoints that get briefed by some barely literate soldier. It usually has people falling asleep and missing the point entirely. So the idea was there'd be about 10 stations to rotate through. You would flip some tires, learn about sexual assault, then move to the next section of workouts and education. Again, this was not the worst idea ever, just poorly executed. One of the sections was for carry drills. We've all done these at basic training, and there are several different ways to carry someone where one of the people has positive control of a rifle. At no other point in the army have I ever seen a piggyback carry until this particular day. No big flippin' deal, just another dumb drill to do and get through PT. Big Sarge, 330 pounds plus, chooses me, little private first class at 175 pounds, to be his partner. How does an E6 get so heavy, you may ask? Well, when an infantryman gets moved from a company to S1 at headquarters, it's typically because he's useless. He was friends with his leadership and hadn't had a recorded PT test or tape in years. He has no issues carrying me. I could not return the favor. I did make it through the Hawes carry, the fireman's carry, and whatever the other one was. I made it 2 steps into the piggyback carry, and there was a pop, and I dropped the Sarge. Later that morning, it really hits me that I'm hurt, and this wasn't something to walk off. I tell my leadership, and they send me to medics. Medics don't do anything except give me Motrin. I get back to my job and find the sergeant joking around with everyone that I don't know how to do a piggyback carry. He's saving face for being fat. I inform him that I'm hurt because of carrying him. He does some serious damage control by having his boss inform everyone that I'm faking an injury to get out of our upcoming deployment. The deployment I volunteer to go on early so people with kids could spend more time with them. I go back to the hospital to see the doctor, who is under the impression I'm faking and trying to get out of a deployment. Is convinced I have a muscle strain and gives me a profile for 2 days. In the military, when you get hurt, they give you a piece of paper called a profile, which says what you can and can't do until you are healed. I respectfully explained to him that if this was best case, just a muscle strain, those took 6 to 9 weeks to heal, and I'd need a longer profile since I was getting on a plane in a few days. Heaven forbid any of you ever question a physician's assistant about their wealth of medical knowledge. He got upset with me and yelled a bit, but at the end of the day, I'm hurt. He just put me on profile and we are in a hospital, so he was never going to do anything but talk big. I deploy early, get there and see the medics already there. They feel my back and are like, feels like you have discs out. They give me a 30-day profile and ask why I'm here. 30 days later, I see another healthcare provider from another battalion. Same thing, feels my discs and is astonished. He helps me set up an appointment for an MRI. Word of my serious malingering, injury faking, has made its way up to the senior enlisted a-hole in our battalion. He forces me to miss my appointment to drag me out into the field where my profile says I can't be. It's a miserable experience where I'm ostracized and treated like crap. Even my peers are hating me at this point, not because I'm faking, but I'm not having to struggle as much as them with day-to-day misery, even though I'm in pain and being treated like crap. An older sergeant notices my situation and takes a little pity on me. Tells me of a backdoor way to get an MRI when we get back. I'm eternally grateful for this man. The MRI results show 5 discs out, both hips bowed out, and air bubbles forming in the absence of cartilage in my sacroiliac joints. It's called sacroiliac joint vacuum phenomena. Sounds dope, right? A medical board is initiated. It's a much more streamlined process now, but back then it took about 12 to 15 months and finished with a council of 05 and 06 medical professionals, doctors, determining I should not just be medically separated, but be retired for my injury. That means free healthcare for life, a disability check every month where I can still work, I can use my GI Bill for college, which was the entire reason I joined, and a feather in my cap as specialist retired. Not everyone found out how hurt I really was because it's not like I was volunteering my medical information, so I still took a lot of crap for the remaining time I was in the army. I just took it in stride and bided my time. Here's the actual petty revenge. Every Christmas, I send Big Sarge a message on Facebook wishing him a Merry Christmas. I don't say anything else. He sees them, but never replies. I know he looks at my page though because occasionally he'll mention it to a mutual friend. 5 years later, I work as a contractor making 6 times what I did as a specialist, not counting my disability money. I'm almost done with college and several other training programs in my field. I've had 21 surgeries at this point, but walk really well and aside from chronic pain have no real complaints. I'm out here doing my thing, smashing the occasional LTC, repping for my lower enlisted guys, having a great career, and he's still an E6 in the infantry. Story number 2, petty revenge on me. I worked for 2 years part-time at a chain bookstore during my youth. Best job ever. Come Christmas season of that first year, we had a new hire. I'll call her Miss Bell. Miss Bell was short, 5 foot 5 inches, very cute, adorable even, and very intelligent. We were all best friends in that store and teased each other all the time. Truthfully, some of that stuff we pulled on each other would get a person fired in this day and age, and maybe even arrested. Now, Miss Bell had a dream. She wanted to be a grade school teacher. She was attending college full-time to get her teaching degree. I used to tease her that she wouldn't be able to hack it as a school teacher. Too smart, too much common sense, I would say. Then she graduated and went off to start teaching as a substitute teacher at the local grade schools. One day, she came walking back into the store. She didn't say so much as a friendly hello to anybody. She just walked behind the counter and stood before me. "Why, hello to you, Miss Bell," I greeted. She just stood there giving me a nasty look. "Miss Bell? Something wrong?" I asked, confused by her demeanor. Miss Bell's only response was to crouch down just a bit, then she punched me in the balls, hard. Clutching the family jewels in pain, I looked at her and could only mouth the word, "Why?" Grinding her teeth, she managed to spit it out. "You were right, you bastard. I can't stand the little craps. And the parents are even worse." Story number 3. Holy moly, I'm riding the high of a lifetime from petty revenge. I'll keep this as short as possible. I was biking around downtown and got a flat tire, so I went to the nearest shop to get it fixed. They only allowed one person in the store at a time due to COVID, so when it was my turn, I went inside and talked to the middle-aged woman at the cash. To be honest, she wasn't very polite, but I thought nothing of it because not only do I work in retail and know what it's like, but everything is also 10 times worse right now due to COVID. So anyways, after tolerating her for a few minutes, she tells me to wait outside until the bike is ready. Cool, no problem. I wait outside for maybe 15 minutes or so before I see my bike get brought back up to the cash. I waited a few more minutes for the lady to invite me back inside, but to no avail. After a few more minutes of waiting, I let myself inside, to which she says, "Excuse me, your bike isn't ready yet. Wait outside until I tell you it's ready." Cool, no problem. I gave her another 15 minutes of my time before letting myself back inside, and we had this exchange. "Do you not like to listen? I told you to wait until your bike is ready." "I'm sorry, I just noticed the repairman bring the bike back up and I think it's ready." "Too bad, it hasn't been fixed yet." This broke me, so I just said, "Okay, thanks for your time, I'll be leaving." She looked a little flustered, but nonetheless held the door open for me as I grabbed my bike, walked outside, and rode away with a free tire change. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, subscribe and click on that notifications bell. I'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends. See you in the next one.